All right, Todd, thank you. We'll be in our hour here. Troy Jackson's campaign says it has now raised $2 million for the U.S. Senate campaign since he became the official nominee just a couple days ago. Republican incumbent Susan Collins has close to $13 million in fundraising money. Both candidates had some choice words for each other during interviews with News Center Maine. Our photojournalist Scout Fishman has more on that.
I do know Troy well. I have known him for more than 20 years. He has been an Augusta insider, and he's been very much a person who takes a hyper-partisan approach to the issues. I think that's one of the big contrasts between us.
I'm going to get out there, do town halls, talk to people about the issues, make sure that people know exactly where I stand, show them my record, and then show them Susan Collins' record, that, she votes with Trump. I mean, she's a rubber stamp. She never stands up when we need her. She's put, people on the Supreme Court that are ruining our country, taking away access, to health care, taking away abortion rights. Really, it should be really clear to people the choice.
It's so absurd because it's proven false over and over again. Just this past week, President Trump imposed new tariffs on Canada. I was the first person to speak out about that. I have consistently voted against the tariffs on Canadian products because, after all, our blueberries, our potatoes, our lumber, our lobster are produced here in Maine, but largely processed across the border in Canada. I don't want them coming back with a tariff that's going to increase the cost of living for Maine families and make it harder for us to market our products throughout the United States and the world.
I don't believe that billionaires should be getting tax cuts, especially when it comes off of health care in this state and means that places like Lincoln County lose their birthing center, hospitals have to close. I mean, those are things that I think are a priority over making sure that wealthy people like Elon Musk gets another tax break.
It is disturbing for me to hear Troy say that everything should be free. Everything should be free, when in fact it's going to be middle and low income taxpayers who are going to be paying the bill.
We're trying to raise money from people that have the same vision as I do, that government doesn't work and we need a change. We need health care. We need prescription drugs. I mean, and those are the people I'm going to be asking to support me in this campaign.
I never take any election for granted. No one will outwork me. And I will be working each and every day to highlight my accomplishments, including bringing $1.5 billion to the state of Maine for 674 projects all across the state.
I've got a 20-year history. I mean, I've been vetted, tested, hammered, money spent against me. I mean, I am who I am, and hopefully voters will know the difference when it comes time to election, that I'm fighting for them and Susan Collins isn't.
And Jackson did tell us this weekend he does not plan to ask any former candidates for Senate for any of their leftover campaign funds. Well, experts on trade say some new tariffs on Canadian imports will not strongly affect the state of Maine's economy.
However, small businesses and individuals could be impacted. Last week, President Trump announced a 50% tax on a wide variety of goods, including alcohol, dairy, and even hockey sticks. Those are set to take effect on August 19th. The Maine International Trade Center says that Maine's top industries like aquaculture and logging shouldn't be subject to the tariffs. But if these tariffs go into effect as planned and stay in place long enough, the cost will likely be passed on to consumers.
Because at the end, we will buy that plastic bottled beverage or that furniture piece that was semi-assembled in Canada and then shipped here, and then we buy the furniture somewhere in our stores, and then we will see that cost there.
Individual companies and manufacturers may see direct impacts sooner, such as a Maine beer brewer that imports Canadian hops. Well, with the midterms less than 100 days away, President Trump is defending his handling of the economy.
Meantime, the latest polls show Americans are not happy with the way the president is handling things. NBC's Alice Barr has that.
President Trump today set for high-stakes meetings with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and Ukrainian President Zelensky, who's pressing for more American missile defense systems amid mounting concerns the U.S. weapons stockpile may be running low in the war with Iran.
We have a lot. I'd like to have more, to be honest, but so much was given to Ukraine by Biden.
The U.S. and Iran held off on trading strikes again overnight as President Trump argues the streak of fighting before drove Iran to negotiate, though Iran's foreign ministry denied direct talks with Washington.
We're beating the hell out of them, but we'll see how it turns out. Right now, there are very friendly negotiations going on.
The president speaking there in swing state Michigan, boosting Republican candidates less than 100 days before the midterm elections and zeroing in on the economy, pointing to oil prices dropping on hopes for renewed Iran talks, and while touring a General Motors facility, arguing his tariffs have helped the auto industry despite its reliance on the global supply chain.
We've been very good to General Motors, and the rest of the world doesn't love me, but that's okay. It's called America First.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent arguing the economic picture will improve before the November midterms.
Inflation will come down. We'll get to the other side of Iran, and I think the feel-good factor will come back.
Though President Trump insisted he does not feel pressure to quickly end the war with Iran that is broadly unpopular with American voters. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.